Let's finish up our fun Christmassy accordion style junk journal. This is a design team project for the Digital Collage Club. Hello, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. Thank you so much for being here. If you're wondering how we got to this stage, please check the link for part 1 in the description box below. So we're making a fun accordion style junk journal with a Christmassy theme. And last time I left off not being sure if I wanted to add a cover to this or not. And I've thought it over, and this is really quite stiff, so I feel that this could totally work as a cover. If you want to add your own cover, a sturdier cover, please check the link to my Asian fusion junk journal below, where I also add a stiff cover. So next I want to think about how do I decorate this to make it look like a cover. I've printed 2 of the images of the Victorian children's clip art in their original size at 100%, as opposed to what I had printed earlier. I think this was 70%. And I also printed this one on sturdier cardstock. So this is 160 GSM, just because I think if it goes on a cover, it's nice if it's a little bit more sturdy, but I don't think it's a necessity. And I think either of these would be really cute for the cover. And I thought if I take her, I would put some golden lace underneath her. So that would look something like this. If we take her, would be to maybe add fabric like this underneath. I think both are really super cute. This is of course more traditional Christmassy than the other one, but I do have the feeling that the other one is a bit more me, although I love this one really just as well. But I'm thinking this one is a little bit bigger. So my thought is maybe I can add her on the inside somewhere and keep her on the cover with the gold. So I think that's what I'll do. So now I just need to cut out a piece from here and decide whether to leave it as a rectangle or not. I could also imagine this looking really nice with the white lace behind it. But this gold and blue is such a typical combination for me. It's like my signature colors that I think I maybe just want to do this. And it looks so festive. Anything with gold looks so festive. Okay, I think that should do. Let's see if we want to keep it as a rectangle. It's quite big. Maybe it's a bit too big. Yep, that is much better. So I just put these clamps on so that it lays flat and doesn't keep jumping up. Makes it a bit easier, although it is a bit distracting. And now I have these pieces here. These are pieces of mesh. Maybe you've seen me use this in one of my junk journal snacks collages, the one with the stag. So I got this roll locally at Depot and I love it. It is so festive and sparkly. So I have these 2 cut-offs here left over from something else, and I thought maybe I can just add them here just to give it a little more sparkly elements like that. And then I went through my December daily box again, and I found all of these wooden pieces which are quite cute. So maybe we can add something here, like maybe these cute snowflakes. I like these a lot. Where can we put these? I guess I need 3, not 2. They are quite big, so it's kind of a gamble to put 3 on here. But they kind of blend in here a little bit. I think that's quite nice. I'm going to adhere these, I think, with my glue gun, because otherwise I don't think they will stick very well. One thing I was also thinking of earlier was to add some white lace here on the edge. But I think with all of this going on now, it would be too much. But that is an option you might want to consider if you make one of these. I would add it on this edge and then on the back cover on the edge as well. So these stars have these foam pieces on the back, but I don't like those. I don't trust them to hold. So I'm going to just take them off, also because they provide unnecessary bulk. And I am using, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't even have anything glued down yet. How am I going to start with gluing these down? Okay, I take these off. Way ahead of myself. So I first need to glue down this piece here. And I know I have to be quick because this dries super fast. And we have these mesh pieces. I know now from experience they hold best with this glue. Otherwise I think you'd have to be very patient and clamp it down if you use like a liquid glue. If you've never used a glue gun and you feel like you want to get one, please, please, please be mindful that it is very dangerous. I've burned myself multiple times and it was very painful. And I would suggest to get a smaller one, like this one here is a small cheap one, because I think they don't get as hot. So when you do burn yourself, it's by far not as severe as with the bigger ones. At least that's my experience. And use tweezers, or there's these finger guard things you can use. Just please, please be careful. And now we can add the stars. Just be sure not to glue anything over the edge here, otherwise you won't be able to fold it. So I have my triangle, I'm happy. Next, I want to think about a closure, because this is going to get, of course, more bulky than it is now. And we will need to somehow just keep it all together. So we could just wrap something around the journal. So unfortunately, I don't have anything in gold, which is what I would go for if I had it. I have this red sari silk, which I guess would be okay. I have some white eyelash yarn. Now, if you imagine this wrapped around a few times, then it doesn't look quite so flimsy. I guess that would be okay as well. Kind of thin still. I also have this cute fluffy yarn. I buy these locally. I don't know really what they're called. This one is super, super cute and fluffy, very soft. This would be kind of cute. It looks very wintry. It would kind of go with her outfit, I think, because she has snow on her. Or my other idea is this one here. I have this very soft, it's velvet ribbon with some silver sequins. And I think this also looks very wintry. So I'm a bit torn as to which one works best. But now, actually, I'm thinking I prefer the fluffy one. This one here looked so cute and wintry. Yeah, I think I prefer this one. One thing to consider, of course, I was lucky now because I wasn't thinking of it, but this is something you should consider before you put the image on, is if we're going to tie something in the middle, you don't want your image in the center, because then you would be blindfolding her and that just kind of looks weird. I've had that issue in the past. So now I'm happy I did this, and of course this is much better. The only thing I'm just thinking is, rather than just having it here loosely, another thing I could do is to add an eyelet so that it kind of secures this yarn. I mean, once it's there, it's there. So I'm just gonna do this and hope that this will look good. I don't want to put it through my sewing because I don't want that to open. So I'll put it a little bit farther in, going right through the lace as well. And then I'll take a golden eyelet. I wouldn't even tie it around, I wouldn't tie it here necessarily. I would just thread it through so that you can still take it off if you want to. You know, just kind of pulling it through like this. And then tying it. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to leave a little extra because of course this is still going to grow a little bit. Can always cut it down later. And there's one more thing I would really love to add on the end of one of these. And that's this earring that I have left over. And I love it because it has the stars, which I think works so well for this theme. So I will try to do that. So I'm just going to take off this top part here, which you put in your ear. I could maybe try to make a loop out of this. I'm not very good with these things and I have very cheap tools, but maybe I can make it work. Okay, I now kind of have this 8 here and I want to just loop this eyelash. I don't know, this is not an eyelash trim, I think, or is it? I don't know, maybe it is. I'm just going to put this through the hole like that and then tie that off, make a double knot and cut that end short. So now when we tie a bow here, let's see what that looks like when that dangles down. So that kind of just dangles down here now. Very playful. So how about we do some decorating on the inside now? I mentioned in part 1 that I wanted to also create some writing spots. So why don't we start with one of those? So these are the cute little postcards that I printed in the original size. Let me choose one of these. Oh, why don't we take the snowy kitty cats? How cute are these? I love it. I'm more of a dog person, but I think they're really cute. Going to ink around this. And the size is just perfect for the width of my journal. And I want to add some scraps of coffee dyed paper underneath that. So I have here my box. This is how I keep my coffee dyed scraps. And this is a great way to use them up. I want different sizes. I don't want to just stay like right behind this card. I want them to be peeking out. I will tear this down a little bit. Maybe one more. I have this one with a zigzag edge. So we could just do that. And I'm also going to ink around all of these. And then I'm going to just staple these together at the top. I have this very cute stapler that I got from Honey on her recent visit. Thank you again, Honey. I love it. It is so cute. And then I need to cover these up with something. I got this piece of fabric from Andrea Artimaze. She sent it to me in the mail, with which she sent her ephemera items for my 5 Artists 1 Folio collaboration. So I think I'm going to use a part of this. I did say I want to use this for a boho journal, which I still want to do, but I think I have plenty. I like that. And for this, I'm going to use, I think, my textile glue. I could also use my glue gun, but I think this is gonna be fine. And then we'll just attach this. For this, I'll just use my glue gun just because it's here. Otherwise, you would use a regular glue. And I can still add something else maybe a little later. I don't want this to get too bulky. I want it to be able to close easily, but we'll see. These things kind of just take on a life of their own usually, so I cannot guarantee that I won't find something bulky to put on. So now we have a little bit of writing space here. That's a good start. And then I think I want an image or something down here. It is such a hard choice. They are all so cute. Oh, some of these have puppies. I think I need a puppy. So these two both have puppies. How adorable. And we could add a fabric behind them, whichever one I choose. I don't want to put them down here because I have this stamp here. So if I put something here, I think that will work better. I have here some scraps with some like kind of Christmassy colors. Well, this one doesn't, but these do. Let's see what that would look like. That or like that. That would be cute. No, that's too much the same tone, I think. That's cute too. No, I think I'll go with this one. And just glue that down. And the way she's looking down, she's actually looking here at this dough here with the little angel. So cute. Okay, let's move on to the next spread. On this one, we could add a longer piece of fabric, like so. And then I could add one of these, either this one or this one. This one might be really cute. So I will just cut down a piece of this. So then I'll glue her on with the fabric glue, making sure I don't glue it to this. And then let's find some scraps to go under that. Trying to choose some different ones to keep it kind of interesting. I think 3 is enough. And again, I want them peeking out a little bit. This is something I've been doing a lot in my journals. I really like it. Like that. So again, I will just staple these together. Glue it on with my hot glue gun. And then we need to disguise this again a little bit. What would be really fun would be to add this cute pom-pom trim, but of course it is super bulky. Oh, I would love to. It's so cute. But yeah, not a good idea, I think. Let's keep this a little more flat. So I have these here. Maybe the stars would be cute as well. Yeah, why not? It'll do. So then let's kind of balance that with an image on this page. I don't think I want another red and green one. I want something with different colors, like her, for example. But she needs something behind her to make her come out a little bit more. And I don't think I want to add more fabric to this spread. I found these tickets here, and it has a beautiful red streak here on the back. So maybe I can just use that to make her pop a little bit more. And she's handing her this holly, which is cute too. Moving on to the next spread. I want to add maybe two of these stamps here. Now these I've printed larger. These are more than 100%. These are like, I think 110 or something. I'm not sure. Why don't we put two cute little couples here? Something like that. And of course they need to come out a little better. So first I'm going to ink them up. And then I received this piece of a sample fabric in Happy Mail. And so I think this will be a nice background to make the stamps come out a little better. Just using my fabric glue again for this. Just in case you have not watched the first episode and you're wondering where these images are from, I'm not sure I've mentioned it in this video. They're all from the Digital Collage Club, which is a membership-based website. You can find all of the names of the digitals I'm using listed down below, as well as links for the Digital Collage Club with discount codes, and it is an affiliate link, just so you know. Okay, so we have these. Do we just glue them on? I think so. I think I'll just glue them on. And I just think it's more pleasing for the eye to look at if they're not underneath each other, but they are in a they're more in a diagonal. That just creates more tension and more interest on a page. I also have a piece of golden organza here. It's kind of hard for you to see. And I'm thinking this would be great to make a pocket out of, because that way, first of all, we can still see this gorgeous stamp in the background, and then we can tuck some more writing space inside. So I'm going to cut a rectangle, which is super hard because I don't see where I'm cutting. I have no idea if I'm cutting a straight line or not. This is really interesting. Okay. I know you can't see it on camera at all. I can barely see it, having it right here. Now, how do we attach this? I think I'll use the fabric glue. And I hope that will just disappear once it's dry. So let's make another little booklet to go in there. Maybe use this for the front. Or maybe this one, it's a little bit wider. Yep, that will be okay. Okay, that's 4 pieces. That should be enough. Again, I'm just going to staple them together. And now I want to add something on top here. So that could maybe either be one of these Apothecary labels. That would of course be a great size. Or can we maybe add a round image? That would also be cute. I guess the question is, do we want to just have rectangles on this spread, or do we want to break it up with a round image? Actually, I think I want to break it up with a round image, but it needs something else underneath. This is just a piece of painted book page, just watercolor on that. That definitely adds a nice pop of color. There's some music. Ah, this could cover up our paper clip. That would be kind of cool. And I have here my tiny box of mini scraps. Maybe there is something in here. Well, I could use a piece of my favorite washi. I think that always works. It goes anywhere. And then there's this piece of wallpaper that I just sewed together with a zigzag stitch. And I think that completes the collage. The glue here has completely disappeared. Now we can stick this in here. And of course the organza is also great because it Really doesn't add a lot of bulk at all. Kind of looks like it's just floating there, but it is a pocket. So I think that's kind of neat. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I'd like to have a little envelope in here, so I found a piece of music paper scrap. And I'm just going to make one of my super simple envelopes. Just fold a piece up and then fold the flap down, leaving some space in between. Then I'll make a little half circle in the middle. And I think I'll curve the corners a little bit of the flap, just give them a slight slant. And by cutting them this way, I know they will both be the same. I want to make sure not to actually fold this down. I just want to see where the middle is, but I don't want to actually give it a crease. So now I have these edges, which looks more kind of like an envelope. And to make it all a little bit more visible, let's add some Distress Oxide. And now I'll just glue the two sides here. It's also really nice if you sew it. I'm just gonna be lazy and glue it. Okay, and now we just need to decorate that. I really like her, but I don't want the whole postcard. I think I just want to cut her out. So I've inked her up as well. And I want to add some fabric behind her. And I'm thinking maybe I could try this one. Maybe we'll just center this. And I want to glue this down here just on the three sides so that this here becomes a pocket as well. Okay, now we need something to put in here. Going to take two of these cute bingo cards and add them to a piece of cardstock, leaving a bit of an edge. I've inked around the bingo cards as well. Now I'll just cut around them. Then I'll ink around those as well, front and back. And I just remembered I also have Distress ink in Forest Moss. I completely forgot about this one. So I'm thinking, why don't we stamp something on the back with this Forest Moss? We can still write over it. I don't think it will be so dark, but maybe we should test that. Don't want to destroy that now. It's a bit on the dark side. It's gorgeous. On camera, it actually looks brown. But it is more green than brown in real. Ha! How interesting. So maybe I should do like a second generation print so that it's not so dark. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that was perfect. Love that. It's funny how brown that looks on the camera. Okay, let's do that here as well. Maybe do it from a different angle. Let's do this one from the top. Let's first do it here again. It's such a gorgeous color. I wish you could see what it really looks like. There. So that's another good tip. If your ink is too dark, just stamp it once on something else and then it should be fine the second time around. So here's the two fronts. Here's the two backs. Now we can add them here to our little envelope pocket. And now we need something to stick in here. So I think this is a good spot to add another one of these postcards. I just want to make sure that they actually fit in there. How about this one here? Let's just see that it actually fits here. And the thing is, we can't have this sticking out. I didn't really consider that. I should have maybe put the envelope in farther, just a little bit more, because this really needs to just go until the edge here. It just barely works. It fits. So I'm going to ink this. And I just had a thought, maybe I can add some more papers behind it and then make a hole here with some twine or something to be able to pull it out more easily. That might be a good option. So let's just gather some more bits of scrap from here. Nothing that is going to be bigger than this in this case. This here is some wallpaper and I just coffee dyed it. I've mentioned this before, but the crocodile is one of the things that are worth investing in. It is a little bit more expensive, but it's something you will cherish for all of your crafting life. I guarantee it. It even goes through fabric. As you can see here, it's just so much fun. Now I'm going to take another golden eyelet. And I'm choosing a very thin twine. I have this red and white baker's twine because I don't want anything to hinder the folding here. I'll put it through just like through a tagged. And I'll cut it shorter. And now we have this cute little booklet. Let's put it in here. On this side, I want to add 2 of these Apothecary tags. And how do I want to put them? Oh, if I put them like this, then we have a diagonal here, which is a bit boring. So it would be better to break it up, to maybe switch these around like this, because that just is more dynamic than a straight diagonal line. And to put another accent and more texture, I have these now left over. We could add these maybe on the sides. Then that also ties in with this one here a little bit more. And I think I'm happy with that, so I'll just glue that down. So that's this spread done. Moving on to the next, which is the last one on this side. I'm going to make yet another little longer booklet. So again, I'm going to staple this together. And I'm going to make a collage on top, and I've chosen him. So he's going to go here, and of course we need to add some bits underneath him again. This here is a piece from a vintage invoice. It says, "We thank you for your business." Maybe I can add it so that we can just see "we thank you" and not "this business." We'll see. Yep, that actually works. We could add this scrap of music sheet on top here to cover the staples. Let's see what my little box has. These, of course, always work for my favorite washi. Oh, there's a piece of red. This is, again, just red watercolor paint on a book page. Yep, that works. And I think that's done. So you could also add something like this into maybe a belly band. So I could add one here and we could stick it inside, or a side loading tuck spot, but I really don't want this to get too bulky, so I'm just going to glue that here. And I did ink up the edges a little bit, just on that top one. And since my battery is about to die, I just added her now off camera, just with a piece of fabric underneath. And I will continue in the same fashion on the back side, and then I will give you a flip through of the final journal. My battery is recharged and I have finished her. I am happy with how she turned out. Oops, I didn't want to show you that yet. So let's open her up. We still have everything here as you've already seen. So let's open up all this fluff. I just love this. It's so sweet and fluffy. So unwrapped her. So I'll quickly just show you the first side again, even though we've done it together, but maybe you haven't seen it, you know, like all together. So of course we can open it up like this again. My aim was for each double spread to have some writing space. And we have this and this, so you've seen all of this, right? Nothing new here yet. So let's move over to the other side. So this is the back cover, and I decided to add her on the back. If you remember, she was the one I considered adding here on the front. And so I thought, actually, when we put her on the back like this, and again, I made sure to put her on top and not in the middle, because this is where the yarn is going to go. Basically, it has two covers, because of course we can open it like this as well. So I wanted it to have a nice cover on both sides. I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to add something here. It's a bit empty here. But maybe once we have the thread around it, it should look different. I didn't even check that yet. Yeah, I guess it's okay. But I'll think about whether I want to add something down there or not. Let me show you all the parts you haven't seen. Some very quick collaging with fabric pieces here. Here I made a pocket out of Andrea's fabric, added this round thing and added another little booklet here with some lace on the top. Here's another envelope. I made it exactly the same as the one we made together. Then in here I have two of these postage stamps on some gold cardstock that I had left over from card making. And this one serves as a bottom loading pocket. And in here is another little booklet. Here I put some fabric over the whole thing, just glued it around. And again, writing space there. So that just tucks in there. And then I just glued this image and the fabric on that one. Here's some more collaging, and here we have a little pocket which flaps open for some writing space and also serves as a pocket on top there. We have two of the Apothecary labels again on this golden cardstock that I found. They just peek out like that. And then this is the last spread. We have another one of these booklets. This time I attached it vertically, and so you can access them this way. And put these on here, and this is one of the beautiful original letter pieces that I had from Sharika. So I love that as a background. And as you can see here, I attached it so that it sticks out here, because this piece wasn't narrow or wasn't wide enough. But this one underneath was, so I kind of just wanted it to be in the center, so I just didn't glue it all the way to the edge, and now you can actually see here the original paper underneath, which is nice. Then just some more collaging here. And here we're back at the front. So I think it's a fun little journal. It doesn't take very long to make. It's something a little bit different. You can also stand it up like this. You could also stand it up like this, of course. Kind of just have it on display, maybe on a mantelpiece or on your fireplace if you have one. I don't know, there's lots of things you can make with these, I think. I hope this inspires you to try out different materials and just to add different textures to your journals. I always think it's very fun when we can go over a journal with our hands and explore what things feel like, so you don't just have paper. So maybe you give it a try, and if you do, please tag me if you post it on Instagram, or you're welcome to send me an email. My email address is linked below. Maybe you want to be featured in one of my newsletters. If you have been subscribed to my newsletter, you will have seen a sneak peek of this journal actually. And if you're not subscribed to my newsletter yet, why not? No, if you wish to, it's a monthly newsletter. It's obviously free, and I just give you back office information and sneak peeks, and I inform you about new digitals and freebies and all that good stuff. So once a month, if you want to hear more from me, I do get a little bit more personal in that newsletter. If you're not subscribed yet, check it out. I will add a link where you can check out previous issues below so that you can check them out before you commit to subscribing. You can obviously always unsubscribe if you're not happy. They always come at the end of the month. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!